Call the meeting to order for the Village of Round Lake Beach. Our board meeting for Monday, February 9th, 2015. Please call the roll.
Trustee Husk. Trustee Valdez.
Here.
Trustee Smith. Trustee Butler. Trustee Mount. Trustee Mattingly.
Here.
Mayor Hill.
Here. Let the record show a quorum is present. Would all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Valdez. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Mount. Any additions, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's approved. We have the council meeting minutes from January 26, 2015 for approval. Any corrections or clarifications? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Motion by trustee Mount, second by trustee Mattingly. Once again, any corrections, clarifications? Again, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, those are also approved. We have expenditures this month of $918,460.75. Some of the larger items there are our healthcare, our health insurance, a little over $116,000. Central Lake County Joint Action Water Agency for our Lake Michigan water, a little over $138,000. And Mandeville Construction, doing part of the sanitary sewer repair project, just under $132,000. There's quite a few other bills that the board have all looked through, the staff have all looked through. Anyone have any questions on any of the bills that are being paid? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Mattingly,
Second.
second by trustee Valdez. Once again, any questions on any of the bills? Please call the roll.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Mayor Hill.
Aye. Those are approved. We have no ratifications tonight, so we'll move on to our committee reports. Trustee Mount?
Thank you, Mayor. I do have a SWACO report tonight. Household chemical waste collections are being held at our Essex Street facility in Gurnee by appointment. Go to SWACO.org for an appointment. There's at least 3 of them being held this month, 2 Saturdays and a Monday, I believe it is. And that's going to go also in the month of March. And hopefully the end of April, we'll have a household chemical waste collection. I believe it's the last Saturday of April. And that'll be held at the Round Lake Beach Metro Station. So we're excited about that. It'll be the first time in 3 years that we've had the collection back. And 3 years ago, we had over 600 cars. So it ought to be a good turnout that day. One of the things I wanted to let, especially the elected officials, and if I could use your help, for the electronic issues that we've been having, and you guys have heard me talk about those electronics. We went from 30 different collections in Lake County to 6, and we now have 2 bills that have been introduced on behalf of SWACO and other concerned government collectors. These bills provide needed changes to the law to keep the current programs running. So we need our legislators to support those bills, and if you see any of our legislators or you contact them by either phone or mail, please let them know to support those bills. They're the same bill in both the House and the Senate in Springfield. So we really need that, and we're asking all the elected officials in Lake County to help us out on those bills before the Springfield. Just, for all your SWACO solid waste needs, go to SWACO.org, and just remember, recycle first, trash last. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee Mount. Any other reports by the trustees? Okay, move on tonight. You have the mayor's presentation. Do an annual presentation about happenings in the village. It's always nice to be able to update the residents on what's going on in the village. This is a presentation I gave to the Round Lake Area Chamber of Commerce last week. Some of the key areas of the presentation are the 2015 key project areas, the capital planning and reinvestment, Lake County projects in Round Lake Beach, facility expansion and upgrades, and the economic development, and also community involvement and volunteerism. You see some of the key project areas are outlined in this slide here. And this will be on our website later on. If someone wants to download it, they can look at it on their own computer at home. Some of the capital planning and reinvestment that's going on is our multiple year capital plan, the Orchard Lane and Hook direct federal aided highway designation, which we just finally received confirmation on that. The 2015 Round Lake Beach Road, Water, and Sanitary projects. Lake County projects include the Rollins Gateway and Lagoon restoration, and facility upgrades and expansion. Kind of shows you the different circle here as far as the water and the roads and the sanitary and the storm and how it all kind of flows together, and it's going to be worked in conjunction together. Federal aided highway program designation is what we were able to get Hook and Orchard onto. That allows us to apply for federal funds for rebuilding and resurfacing those roads. That can save our residents hundreds of thousands of dollars in the long run. So we're glad we finally got that established, and now we have to get on the list and we'll work towards getting federal funding for those roads. Hook is in very good shape right now. Orchard has some areas that are pretty bad that we need to work on as soon as possible. So you see a few of the other roads that we have as designated highways, federal aided highways. We have several road projects going on this year. You can see all the roads in yellow there are going to be resurfaced this year. It's a pretty big project, a pretty big scale this year. We're looking forward to having some of those roads in pretty bad shape right now, and it'd be nice to have those all cleaned up. We have only one water project that we're doing this year over on Turnbull, and that should take care of some of the water issues over in that area there too. The Round Lake Beach sewer projects, we've been putting a plan together over the years. We have to televise at least 10% of our sewer system every year according to the agreement we have with the Fox Lake Sewer Treatment Plant. And as we televise it, we find some areas that need either relining or reconstruction. Luckily, only a couple spots actually need reconstruction, and most of them just need relining. There's 3 years of projects up here, and we'll be starting this year in year 1, and then next year's year 2, and then year 3. Most of the residents won't really see much happening there because most of that's relining will just be done underground, and they won't even know that much is happening except for the manholes will be open. Lake County projects in Round Lake Beach right now, we have the Rollins Gateway project, which is about 70% complete, and Lagoon restoration, which is about 50 or 60% complete. Rollins Gateway, well, I'm sure you've all been driving through there. Even though it's not complete yet, the roads are open. The train tracks are up above the roads. It's much smoother to get through there. It doesn't back up when the trains start coming through, especially the freight trains that would come through. So once the rest of the roads are in place, you'll have dual turning lanes in all directions, and they're going to be taking down those big hills that are all on the corners right now. And it's going to look very, very nice when it's complete. And I expect probably by the end of June that should be done. Maybe sooner. Kind of see a little couple of views of it there. The Round Lake Area Sanitary District. They've been in our town for many, many years. About 35 years ago, the sanitary district was decommissioned when Fox Lake Sewer Treatment Plant opened up. The lagoons are still there. Not much has been done to them in the last 35 years. This last year, we were able to work with the other communities that also send their sewer to Fox Lake to get those all dredged, and they will hold a lot more storm water now than they did before, a lot of the clear water. They're going to be doing quite a few other things to it to make it better for all of us. Right now, one of our biggest problems is that our storm sewers have a lot of infiltration of rainwater, both not just the sewer systems that we maintain, but a lot of them are on people's properties, their service that goes to their house. Some of those are the old clay tile pipes, some of them are just cracked, a lot of them have roots that go through them, and the water just seeps in. It'd be very expensive to try to replace all those. We're talking $60, $70, $80 million versus the cost of the upgrades to the sanitary lagoons here is, I think, about $7 million So it's considerably cheaper. They're putting in special mechanisms to separate the clear water from the effluent and continue to send the effluent down to Fox Lake and keep the clear water in the lagoons. And it'd be a very nice system when they're all complete with it. Trustee Mount, I know, was very excited about this part here. There's a proposed recycling center that we're going to be able to use part of the property to put a recycling area for people that want to drop off additional recycling. So that's something that'll be coming forward later on. We've been applying for some grants, and I think you'll probably see that happen in the next couple of years. It's very hard to read, but it's kind of a timeline on moving forward with the project. Scheduled to be done by December of this year for the sanitary sewers. Lagoons. We have some nice facility expansion upgrades over our Cultural and Civic Center. We're doing a renovation on the upstairs, putting new carpeting in, a couple other nice touches. But the biggest part is the basement. When we first built that, we looked kind of forward and realized that this is big enough upstairs what we need right now. But there was a section we could put a basement in that we could use for future expansion as it was necessary. And I'm very glad we did. It quickly filled up on the upstairs with all the rentals, and now we're doing a build out in the downstairs in the basement area. It's kind of the layout. You can see a little bit there on the bottom left side. There'll be some offices. We'll have a black box theater eventually in the back corner. There'll be some storage areas, be some meeting rooms. It'll be very, very useful for a lot of different groups. On economic development, it's been a very good year for us again. A lot of new businesses and a lot of more redevelopment than new businesses. You see, Remax was there. They took an old house and converted it over into a Remax. Buffalo Wild Wings did a complete remodel on the inside. They pretty much gutted the whole place and started from scratch and built it very nice on the inside. Mallard Creek Shopping Center redevelopment. The Myers will be coming in there. Hopefully very soon they'll start tearing down the old Walmart and the Dominick's. A large majority of that shopping plaza is coming down, and they'll move forward then with the construction of the Myers, which is about 200,000 square feet. It's actually bigger than the Super Walmart is. There'll be a gas station out in front, as you can see by the picture there. So that'll hopefully give us another option and a little more competition on the gas prices in town to help keep them low for all the residents. Some new businesses that are coming in. O'Reilly Auto Parts is building right by the old Burger King. The old Midas building has been bought and is being expanded and converted over to a National Tire and Battery. You can see the diagram on the bottom left there, kind of showing the expansion and parking expansion. Again, it'll be very nice when that's complete. They're kind of holding off until the road gets complete because the Rollins and 83 project goes all the way up to Hook Drive, right where they're at the corner of, and this would not be very well for them to try to do their work while the road construction is still ongoing. So hopefully they'll be able to start that this summer. Avon Dental converted a business into, Avon Dental, right on Rollins Road there. As we mentioned earlier, Buffalo Wild Wings did a complete remodel of their building. You have several other businesses that Sleepy's came in the old Blockbuster. Frosty Bites, I know my daughter loves that place. Nice yogurt there, right next to Buffalo Wild Wings. Liberty Tax Service, they had to move when State Bank of the Lakes wanted to build a new bank. They moved right across the street. Again, bought an old house, converted it over to commercial use, did a very nice job on it. And as you know, State Bank of the Lakes opened up last year over there also. I already mentioned the Remax 2 right on Rollins, just a little bit south of Walgreens. Title Max went in the old rental center, which used to be the KFC many, many years ago. Ron's Italian Ovens did some expansion. I was in there last week. They did a real nice job just to the left side, the north side of where they were originally. They added in a nice dining room and a bar area. They serve some great food there too. When Walmart first came in, they had in their plans a Murphy's Oil gas station to be included. Later, when they did all the road studies and all, that was included in the road studies, and it was all approved, but then they decided not to build a gas station at that time. Now they've come back and gone through the process and got the approval for a Murphy's Oil to go in the parking lot right in the, you can see the southeast corner. And I look forward to that being built also, to, again, to help keep our gas prices low. The more competition, the better. New business redevelopment and neighborhood reinvestment. We've been doing quite a bit with the old homes in Round Lake Beach, where some of them are just in such bad shape that they can't be fixed up, they can't be sold. At least they shouldn't be sold, because whoever fixes them will never bring them back up to a decent standard. So they just need to be torn down and removed. And either the property sold for new development, or just left vacant, or sold to the neighbors to expand their yard sizes and so forth. We've worked with several different groups in order to do this. The IDA, which is the Illinois Housing Development Association, or we've been working with them. We've worked with the Blight Reduction Program. We've worked with Affordable Housing Corporation. We've worked with Stormwater Management to take down houses that are in flood-prone areas. So slowly but surely, we're getting some of those old, nasty houses out of town and all cleaned up. Volunteerism is alive and well in the whole Round Lake area. It says at the bottom here, service is never a simple act. It's about sacrifice for others and about accomplishment for ourselves. About reaching out, one person to another, about all our choices gathered together. As a country, we reach across our divides. That's former President George Bush. It says a lot about what's happened in Round Lake Beach. We've received several Governor's Hometown Awards over the last years here. Back in 2014, just last year, we received it for the Round Lake Beach Civic and Cultural Arts Foundation. In 2013, for the Round Lake Beach 75th Anniversary Committee. They did an outstanding job helping celebrate our 75th anniversary. In 2011, it was the Round Lake Area Best Organization. In 2009, it was our community action teams, which help in different neighborhoods. In 2006, it was the Round Lake Commission, which oversees our lake and sponsors events throughout the year to educate our residents of the recreational and environmental value of the Round Lake itself. So we've been recognized several times by the governor's office, and we appreciate them taking such a good look at Round Lake Beach. Our police department's been very active. You can see all the different events they've been involved in up here. And I want to give a big shout out to them for taking their time and their energy and for focusing on helping the residents, especially those in need. Some more of the different things they've done, the Hunger Run and the Shop with a Cop, and National Night Out is just growing as such a huge event. They had the volleyball fundraiser. They also did the veterans at Christmas time. Another great event that's coming up soon, I think April 27th, is going to be the Rebuilding Together. We started this, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. It's home by home, block by block. Rebuilding Together is rebuilding homes in Round Lake Beach area communities. I've worked on some of those myself. You go to people's houses, the people that aren't able to do the work themselves. They either don't have the skills or they don't have the ability to take care of their home themselves. So we do various things, whether it be painting or putting a new sink in, fixing a toilet, tearing down a shed, whatever it might be. We get hundreds of volunteers out in the town all in 1 or 2 days, and they do a wonderful job. I'd like to thank you again for the time, and if you have any questions, I'll take a few questions. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Mayor, I had a thought of first, mentioned that the funding for Orchard, that we're working as a result of the approval as a highway, will not impact any of the other roads that we've already assured the community that we were already fixing. So this is over and above the planning that we already had taken into consideration and in place.
Yes. Yeah.
That'll make some people very happy.
Yes. Again, the presentation will be on our village website probably by the end of the week. So if anyone wants to take a look at that a little more closely, some of those slides are a little hard to read up on the screen there. Kind of see more which roads we're fixing this year and whatnot. Okay, is there a clerk's report tonight?
No report tonight, thank you.
Okay, we'll move on right to our items of business then. We have item A, is an ordinance approving a final PUD plat and plat of subdivision for the plan unit development with certain variations and departures for property at 2051 North Illinois Route 83. This is the final commercial PUD plan approval for future buildings and plat of subdivision. This is over by the Goodwill. This is the right one here? Yeah, over by the Goodwill there. Any of the trustees have any questions on this? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's trustee Mattingly, second to trustee Mount.
Yes.
Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Valdez. Trustee Mount. Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Mayor Hill.
Aye. We have item B, is a resolution approving an agreement for engineering services with Resnick, Henry, Meisenheimer, and Gendi Incorporated. We're in the process of renewing all of our engineering agreements with the three engineering firms that we contract with. Let's see, there was one of these that had a minor change.
It's on the Manhart one.
It's on Manhattan, okay. So, we'll go ahead and ask for a motion to approve this first resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Mattingly, second by trustee Mount. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Mayor Hill.
Aye. Okay, that's approved. We have item C, as a resolution approving an agreement with the Village Engineering Services with Manhart Consulting Limited. What you have in your packet there, there's one minor change. It said, was it village rates rather than standard rates?
It says standard rates, it should say village rates.
Yeah. So just one minor change on the actual contract so it more better reflects what we want on that there. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Mount.
Second.
Second by trustee Valdez. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Mayor Hill.
Aye. Okay, let's see, item D is a resolution approving a professional services agreement with Gaywalt Hamilton Associates Incorporated. This is the last one. We do have three different engineering firms, which has worked out very well for our village, kind of breaking up the work and depending on what the type of work is. And we can always bounce things off the other engineering services if we need to. It's worked out real well. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Mount, second by trustee Mattingly. Once again, any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Mayor Hill.
Aye. That's also approved. Item E is an ordinance approving an agreement between the Village of Round Lake Beach and Lake County Stormwater Management concerning the purchase of 528 West Hawthorne Drive. We're purchasing this house. It floods all the time. Gonna be tearing it down and leaving a lot as open space. It's being funded by Lake County Stormwater Management. This part of my presentation just showed. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Mattingly.
Second.
Second by trustee Valdez. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Mayor Hill.
Aye. That's approved. Item F is a resolution approving licensed software and related service agreements with Capers LLC. We actually need to table this to the next board meeting. This involves doing some upgrading of our software for our police department to improve the productivity. If we end up getting this software, they'll be able to integrate with the CAD systems as well as other village systems to eliminate entering information twice. It'll be a great time saver, and the integration alone will allow them to find more information much more quickly. But if we do need to table this to the next board meeting, is there a motion to table?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Valdez,
Second.
second by trustee Mattingly. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, that's tabled till next board meeting. Item G is an ordinance amending section 1-11-15 of the village code regarding acceptance of electronic payments. The village now has the ability to accept electronic payments directly, and we no longer need to use the state of Illinois program. We'll save ourselves some money. It'll be easier for the residents. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Mount, second by trustee Valdez. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Mayor Hill.
Aye. That's also approved. That was our last item of business. We do have an executive session tonight. Before that, it is open to public participation. Anyone who has a question or a comment for the board, please come to the microphone, state your comment or ask your question. Give your name and address for the record. Well, thank you all for being here tonight. We do have executive session for probable pending litigation, land acquisition, executive session minutes, and personnel. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Mattingly,
Second.
second by trustee Valdez. Please call the roll.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Mayor Hill.
Aye. We will be in executive session. Afterwards on our agenda, we have action on executive session items, which we may or may not take any action on those items, and then we adjourn. Again, you're welcome to stay, but it's not required. Thank you.